When you're looking investigating your mind, whether it's in meditation or introspection or analytical meditations, one thing that you notice after a while is that the mind is incredibly boring. It's just got the same patterns all the time. It's got the same thoughts, same triggering of the same emotions. It's just a pattern. And when you're looking at unraveling these patterns, it's the pattern. Don't make it personal. It's just a pattern you have your personality is using for this life to generate the kind of emotions that you're working on mastering, and to get the insights about how you react in life, and the insights that these emotions are, why those emotions are there to help you fulfill your dream, fulfill your purpose, and awaken a greater wisdom and intelligence, and awaken that love and compassion, that clarity and that luminosity that's deeply inside us all. So events and things on the outside world that we consider the outside world will have three things that we'll do with them. Things that are generally more positive, we move towards them, so there can be too strong of an attachment to them or clinging to them. And when they're gone, then it sends us into a lot of pain. So that attachment then is too strong. The other way is aversion to things that are considered uncomfortable, negative, yet moving towards those things in a balanced way can offer, and it offers massive insight into you. So usually the things you fear the most is worthwhile going into investigating what is so fearful about that, because that fear has been generated, the fear is inside me. That might be the thing on the outside that's generating the fear, but it's the fear that's inside me. Let's look at that. What does that have to say? How is that connected to our purpose? And then the third one is just dullness, which is just like a non-interest with anything. And that's, according to Tezin, Palmo, is rooted in ignorance. So the I is the problem. That me, everything's about me, and it's the clinging to that sense of identity, that ego, that's a superficial part of the mind, not the deep part of the mind. The ego always says my. It's like my hopes, my dreams, my fears, my my treatment, my memories. How could you do that to me? All these things. So there's a strong identification with the I, and for a lot of people that is so hard to break. There's such a clinging to that, like the consciousness of who you are and that belief or that thought or that emotion are just totally linked. Wherever the thought goes, the mind follows. It doesn't realize it can disconnect. So a big part of meditation practice, especially in the beginning when you're taming your mind, is to disconnect, detach yourself from the thoughts. So thoughts, if you can imagine, are floating above your head like clouds. They're just floating there. You can't even predict what you're going to think in the next 20 seconds. Yet we cling to it as if the thought is so real and so important and so much about us and who we are, because it's linked to our identity. It's been generated by our personality and what we've learned in our life and our traumas and all sorts of stuff. So the first stage is not to stop the thoughts. That's just a very, it's a misunderstood part of meditation. You're not aiming to stop your thoughts. You're aiming to witness the thoughts, witness your mind, the contents of your mind, pull yourself back from it, so there's a distance between you and those activities that are going on. After a while, there's greater times where there's just pure awareness, and in those times there's less thought. We're really looking at not being carried away by the trains of thought. You keep bringing yourself back to the meditation task, because that's the periods of awareness. And at certain points, the thoughts do stop. They definitely get slower. They get less loud, less distracting. But the nature of the mind is to wander, just like water. The nature of water is to be wet. The nature of fire is to burn. That's its nature. You expect it to do that. The nature of the mind is to wander. Don't be annoyed at doing its thing. It's trying to help you the best that it can. Although an untrained mind can be very destructive and really throw you out, throw off balance. So in meditation, we're aiming to tame what's called the monkey mind. So we're able to wield the power of that mind. So the mind is likened also not just to a monkey and how much it jumps around, always looking, is always restless, looking for further stimulation and more fun in other places, and just following desires all the time, and not really thinking or having wisdom about what they're doing, or really seeing what they're doing and the effect that it has in the hierarchy and all that sort of stuff. But a horse can't be trained until it's tamed. So we have to tame the mind first, then we can train it. Once we train it, we can transform it. And once it's transformed, once the transformation is going, there's a transcendence that happens. So you're transcending the, I guess, the egoic mind, the personality structure, and you're falling into a deeper sense of who you are, the bigger you, that love and that love, kindness, compassion, that luminosity, clarity of mind, that pure light that's inside.